Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a really fascinating system. We got a hold of some internal documents from the betting company 1xBet, and they lay out a playbook for how they turn people who just sign up into active, paying players. And it's all built around a surprisingly personal touch. So let's start with a question that gets right to the heart of a huge problem for any online gambling company. What do you do with all those people who go through the trouble of registering, but then never actually put any money in their account? How do you get them over that final hump? All right, here's how we're going to walk through it. First, we'll look at the unexpected call a user gets. Then we'll see how someone becomes an agent, a so-called personal manager. Next up is the playbook they use to build trust. After that, we get to the really interesting part, how the money actually moves. And finally, we'll break down why this whole system works so well. Okay, so let's jump right in. To tackle this no deposit issue, 1xBet doesn't just throw more ads at you. They do something way more direct. Yeah, forget about pop-ups or email blasts. The whole strategy hinges on a huge network of freelance agents. Their one and only job? To personally call every single person who registered but hasn't yet made a deposit. So you're probably wondering, who are these agents? How does a regular person get a gig as one of these personal managers, as the company likes to call them? Well, the process is actually pretty buttoned up. It's all about creating this persona that feels official and trustworthy. First, you have to get a brand new SIM card, a dedicated number just for this job. Then you make a Telegram profile, and you have to use your real name. That's key. You submit all your info, and if you're approved, boom, you get your logins to the company's internal system. And that system is a CRN. That's just a fancy term for a database of customers. But for these agents, it's basically their work tool. It's a list of names and numbers, all the people they need to call and convince to deposit money. It's their hit list.
And get this isn't just theory. The training manuals we saw have actual examples of agent applications. Look at this one. We've got a guy named Asadbek from Uzbekistan. You can see his name, his country, his phone number, even the languages he speaks. This makes the whole operation feel incredibly down to earth and real.
So, okay, the agent is all set up. They've got their phone, their login, and their list of people to call. But how do they actually convince a complete stranger on the other end of the line to trust them with their money? Well, they're not just winging it. They have a very specific playbook. A huge part of that playbook is this exact text message template. Let's say a player on the phone sounds a little hesitant or skeptical. The agent's instruction is to immediately send them this SMS. The magic words here are personal manager. It instantly reframes the agent from some random caller into an official company representative who's there to help. It's actually a multi-pronged attack on your skepticism. You've got 4 pillars holding this whole thing up. Use your real name. Stick to the script they give you. Send that official-sounding SMS. And then there's the final and maybe most powerful tool in their arsenal. It's a feature called the partner check. And honestly, it's a genius move. The agent just takes the player's ID number, pops it into their system, and that triggers an official confirmation message sent directly from 1xBet to the player. It says, yep, this person you're talking to is legit. It's like a digital handshake that just washes away any remaining doubt.
Okay, so the agent has done their job, they built trust, the player is ready to make a deposit. Now you'd think the next step is pretty obvious, right? But this is where the playbook takes a really sharp, unexpected turn. Here's the twist. The player doesn't go to the website. They don't use a credit card or some official payment gateway. Instead, they send their money directly to the agent's personal bank account. We're talking a simple bank transfer, a mobile payment app, sometimes even cash in person. The anonymous corporate transaction is completely replaced by a person-to-person one.
So the big question is, why? Why does this strange, almost back-alley system work so well? It really all comes down to the psychology of trust and avoiding friction. For one, it neatly sidesteps all the issues people have with formal payment systems. In a lot of places, people don't trust giving their credit card details to a big, faceless website. They worry about high fees or maybe the transaction just failing. This method avoids all of that. And 2, it completely changes the dynamic of the transaction. You're no longer just wiring money off into the internet void. You're sending it to Asadbek, your helpful personal manager who's been on the phone with you, walking you through everything. It feels personal. And when you put it all together, it's pretty powerful. Every little piece, the agent's real name, the official-looking text message, that partner check, It all works in concert to create this really strong illusion of a premium personal service. It actually makes an unofficial payment feel even more legitimate and secure than the official one. All of this leaves us with one final thought to chew on. When you have a system that is this carefully designed, this psychologically acute, where exactly do you draw the line between a healthful personal manager and a very, very skilled persuasion artist working their gig?